Hello everyone, welcome to the walkthrough for Moonscape. I am Erlan Reverol, the game designer, and I'm going to show you today the basic features of the game, maybe give you some tips or explain why some things are some way. Please bear in mind that this is a work in progress, so everything you see in the game is being worked on, is being improved. A lot of the things are going to change, especially in the aesthetic aspect. Not too much change, but it will be refined. But the features will remain mostly the same for the first version of the game, at least. So let me start. So when you start the game, as you can see, you have the rover, and you can move it with the WASD on the keyboard. If you play on mobile, you will have a virtual stick to play it, and you move your rover. And Moonscape is a resource management strategy game, so that means you need to plan ahead and figure out the best way to get enough resources to build your bases, to improve your cities, to improve the features of the city, of the buildings also. And so the most common way to get resources is to extract them from parts of the map. So as you can see, the moon is kind of big, and sometimes you find aliens. So this is the combat part for the aliens. Aliens will just attack you. They are in random part of the map, so you cannot see them in the map. So when you go close to them, they will just attack. So this bar is down, and when I press on the escape bar or miss, like right now, my rover will attack or not. So if I attack, the alien will be attacked too. So both of the attack of the alien and my rover to the alien is kind of randomized based on some stats. So higher level alien, there are 3 levels of aliens, 3 difficulties. This one right now is the weakest one, and this will have the lowest stat for, and of course, but it's always the ability to the player to die like me right now. And if I finally manage to defeat it, right now you cannot see it in the game in this pre-release version, but you will get a small amount of rewards if you defeat the alien. You will get, depending if it's a small alien, it will be just a very like a compensation reward, very low. If it's a medium level alien, you get higher rewards. And the high level aliens, we will discuss about that later. So you need to run around the map. So these are enemy cities. You can enter the enemy city, and you will find some. You can attack the city, as you see here, but we will see that later. So you can approach the resource, and you click here. You can see rocket juice. This is the name of this resource, this box here. Do you want to mine this resource? You have 5,000 right now. So you have 1 free mining machine. So when you start the game, you only have 1 free mining machine per resource. So 1 for this, 1 for that. This is Moondos, so this is not a resource you get in the game. This is like the premium currency. And you have 1 free mining machine, and you can just put in the resource point you want. As you can see, the resource point have a limited amount of resources, so you need to constantly check your resource point and see how low it is. And if it's too low, you just move to another one. There are several around the map. So when the machine finish, you will see that it starts collecting the resources, but it's not going to automatically collect your resources to your total. No, you need to wait and come back later and click here again and click on collect, and you will get this amount of resource to your total. So if I click collect right now, it will increase my total. So let's leave it for now. When you click here on the map, you can see where is your resource point, so you don't get too lost when you try to go back. If you don't have a machine currently extracting a resource point, you cannot see it. That's why the whole map is blank. So let's go back to the base. This is another resource point. It will be that for this green one. But this is what I wanted to explain. As you can see, this resource point is much bigger. So that means the amount of resources you get from it is much higher too. You can only find 4, so 1 per type of resource. And it's being protected by a much higher level alien. And this much higher level alien, even if you are not a bad player as I am, is going to destroy you at lower level. Like right now my Rover is level 1. So that means all the skills are level 1. And it's practically impossible. Like even if I manage to hit each one of my attacks, it's not going to destroy it because this is like a boss. He's protecting this kind of high level and valuable resource point. So when my Rover is destroyed, I just go back to my base. And then let's start with my first city. So I can just name my city. Something interesting is that when you name your city, that name will remain. So even if you turn your city into an NFT, you can have that name in the city. The city will have your name. So it's very like individual per player. Of course, if you don't like the name, you can just rename your city later, but you can keep the name of another player, maybe to continue some kind of tradition. And you can choose random from a list of random sci-fi names. So do you want to create a new city? Yes. So in my city, I have 5 slots for building. So for the first version of the game, there will be 8 buildings. So asset mill, transaction square, capital forge, power plant, resource corp, industry inc, the refinery, and construction complex. Each one will have some features. The interesting thing is that each building has 2 types of features. One feature is what we call a core feature. So it's about improving the game. So it's a feature that we use to improve the game in many aspects. We will check each one by one. And the other one is a DeFi. So if I make, for example, this asset mill, I have Rover research that will help me to improve my Rover, and also in the same building I will have LP staking. So I enjoy my Rover research that I can have better building, better Rover, improve the skills, and also I can put my LP and stake and get some rewards. What kind of pool, you will see it only when you make the building. So right now I cannot see the pool, but when I enter the building, I will be able to see the pool. Although not in this test version, but in the final version, you can see it only after you enter. So what you say, okay, but what about, so let's focus on that DeFi part right now. What about if you say, okay, but I don't like that pool, I want to stake something else? Very easy. You simply find another building with the same DeFi feature, and then, well, better luck, wish you get the pool you want. Usually it's season, because the game needs to be season based, because as they have pools, the pools will be related to the season. Each season will have a variety of pools. It depends. So let's start, for example. So we will see each core feature in this video. So let's start by Rover research. You can see the building is being made. Takes just a few seconds. And then we have mining research. And then we wait for the building. You don't need to wait. You can immediately make another one. Resource extraction, it will be very important later. And the last one, city defense. Yes, this is very important. And in the middle, we will have the construction complex. So the construction complex is different. It doesn't have core features. Both features are blockchain related, maybe not DeFi related, blockchain related. And they will help you get Mundos, the premium currency. So the feature, stake Mundos and spend Mundos. So we made it. So let's start with that one because it's the easiest one. So you go here and then you can spend mundos. Again, remember, this is a work in progress. The text is not, it haven't been proofread. It's just a placeholder while we test and continue working on the game. So you have, something very important, as you can see, because this is a testing, I have a lot of resources, but that is not going to be in your case. Like in the case of the player, you will start with very little amount of resources, maybe enough to build one building, and that's it. The rest you need to find it by yourself. So you spend MSCP, and immediately you get an amount of mundos. Very, very straightforward. And a stake, you stake MSCP and you get mundos in a daily rate. Like let's say I stake 1 million MSCP and then every day I get 100, 200 mundos, and that will be added to your total. So like that. Now for the features of the game. For the core features, as I explained, you have a core feature and a default feature. So it's simply you move to the part they want you to use. As again, placeholders, don't pay attention to this, but works in this way. You stake like a normal staking feature and you get rewards. This is all placeholders, so this is not going to be real pools. Okay, so Rover Research. What Rover Research does is that you will increase the abilities of your rover. So we could say that increasing the skills of the rover. As you saw in my fight against the big alien, the boss alien, I was absolutely destroyed. If I don't want to happen again, I need to improve my rover, but it will also have other things that you can improve. So you click here, and then you need to select what kind of focus you want. So what kind of category. So we have 4 at the moment. So with this, the offense, you improve the attack and the range of fire. I will explain later, probably in another video, what the range of fire means. The resistance, you improve the defense and the speed. So your rover will be literally faster in the map and on attacks. The attacking as you saw, fighting an alien, you don't move your rover, but when you attack a city, you do move your rover, so it will help in that gameplay. Precision is to aim and the range, I think. No, sorry, this is a mistake. This is rate of fire, so this is how fast you can shoot. And this is how far you can shoot. Again, this is mostly for the attacking other cities that you do move your rover. It's not turn-based as with fighting the alien. And then precision. Precision is, remember I have a bar down here that move when the precision is higher, that the triangle will increase in size, so it will be easier for me to land a hit. And you have weapons. Against the aliens, it was just one type of attack, but against cities, you can have several weapons, missiles and rail guns, and they have different type of use. Like they work differently than your normal attack. I will explain that in the video that I focus on the battles. So for now, let's focus on this. So I select, and now I have the rover research, attack and rate. So yeah, reload faster and attack the rover, both critical and NPC. Yes. So with attack, if I upgrade it, my attack of the rover will be higher. So simply, very simple. When you hit something, before it was, for example, a rate of damage between 8 to 12, now it will be between 10 to 15. Simply higher attack. And the rate is how long you need to wait for another attack. Again, this is mostly for city battles, not for aliens battles. Because in the city battles, when you attack, you need to wait for the weapon to reload. If you have the rate of fire higher, you don't need to wait too long. As you can see, we can explain several things now in this first core feature. As you can see, I cannot increase it. It's not possible. So the way to increase is that you need to upgrade your building first. Click here and upgrade the building. So when the building is upgraded, now this is upgrading. When the building is upgraded, then and level gets to level 2, now I can increase my skills to level 2 and functions to level 2. So that means the building works as a cap for the level of the features. And that is with all the features. So the mining research, let's go and let's select. We have this before, that this is the resource we send the extractor, so let's select this one. So how it works? The mining research is one level, so you select only one, the type of resource you want, and it has 10 levels. The level cap for the first version of the game will be 10 for everything, for the buildings and for the functions. And then the higher it is, the better the stats of the extractor. That will apply for all the extractors. You can have more than one, but this is another function we will see soon. So HP is how long the extractor can remain extracting resources before it stops. This is depend of what type of extractor you are using. There are two types. One is the one that we had, that the one we have outside extracting our resources right now. That is the normal one, and that is like this, let's call it the free one. And that free one doesn't have HP. It will last forever. So you will just continue extracting forever. But when you use another function, you can have more than one. And in that case, yes, you need to have more than that. When you have more than one, that one will have an HP. And after the HP goes to 0, it stops. So in this case, it's 300. That means 300 minutes, so 6 hours. And that will stop getting your resources. You need to go and repair it. We will see that later. Construction time is how long it will take. This is placeholder. It's going to be longer. So the first one, the free one, will be very fast, like 1 minute, 30 seconds. But the others will take time. So the higher the level, the less time they take. And of course, how much they extract. So in this case, again, this is placeholder. It's not going to be final numbers. It's extracting 100 per day, but the next level will extract 150 per day, and so on. It will increase how much extract. And again, I can upgrade. I need to upgrade the building first, and then upgrade the mining research. This is not like the Rover. Like in the Rover, I can only upgrade, like I need to upgrade separately, like I need to upgrade attack or rate. No, in this building, you upgrade everything at the same time. So while this happens, we have the resource extraction. So let's do another one, let's say the Kryptonium. So this Kryptonium is where you can create more extractors. So as I explain later, outside in the map, when you have one, you only have one type of per resource that you can use. After that, if you find another resource point of the same, you cannot extract. You have 0. But with this, I can create more. But this will increase depending on the level of the building. And then see, I use my resources, again placeholder, don't pay attention, upgrade machine, rocket juice, yes. And it have also a cooldown. Depending on the level, the cooldown will be higher or lower. But you can boost it using Mundos. So while this upgrades, now we have the city defenses. If a player attacks you, you have a variety of defenses that will make that player have a difficult time attacking you. But if you don't make this building, everything is by default on level 1. So you have a dome, you have turret that have range, damage, and you have hidden mine. If you don't upgrade this building, everything will be a level 1 and you won't have hidden mines. You need to create this building and upgrade it to make the life of someone that is trying to attack you more difficult. And so I recommend you that you make one of these buildings per city, in every city, because if the city doesn't have, you want to have 5 buildings and you don't include these, everything is by default 1, and it will be relatively easy for attackers to destroy your city. You don't lose your city if it gets destroyed. They need to destroy building by building, we will see that later, but you don't lose your city, but you do lose resources. So they will steal some resources from you. So there, here I can upgrade my Rover. If I go, you will have 3 cities, so you will have a total of 50 buildings that you want to that you can create. But that Moondos building that I explained before, you can only make it once per the whole game, only once. The refinery that is for the city defenses, you can only make it once per city, so I cannot have 2 in the same city. But other buildings I can have 2. So for example, if I want this transaction square, and I also want I want to have more single token staking options and more Rover research, I just can create 2 of the same building per city, no more than 2. So if I go here, and sorry, I made a mistake. This one. So if I go here, I can see that you don't have those buildings available. Sorry, not per city, per the game. So I have this building in another city here. Here. So that means I cannot make a third one. Yeah, I cannot make a third one. It's not there anymore. Okay, so let's see. And then upgrade one more time, 30 seconds. And then I will be able to upgrade to this extractor. And this extractor, as I explained, will be different. It will have HP, not infinite like the free one. And if the HP goes to 0, I need to click on repair. So there are 2 ways you can handle this. You can just use it and wait until the time expires, like all the HP goes to 0, and just go and pick it and create a new one here, build. So right now, at this moment, I don't have it. Even if I go out and find a resource, I don't have it. I need to click on here and build and make it. So now it's created, but if the HP goes down because I start extracting resources, I need to repair it. So the tip here is that you always have your machines, your extractors, don't let it go to 0. Because if they go to 0, it costs more resources to build a new one than to repair. So for example, as you saw, I spent 500 making a new one. If I repair, even if it's a 1 HP, it will cost, for example, 400. So it's always cheaper to repair. So keep that in mind. And that's it for this first video. I hope you like it and see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao.